Okay. Here we are. Hear ye, hear ye. I didn't get a new paper towel. Hold on. I got new water. I got everything I needed except for paper towel. I was painting yesterday and that one was ratty. It was covered in peanut butter and what else? Water and paint. No floof check? Not today. At least not now. I just wanted to get right into the news. Because honestly, that stuff at the beginning of the stream is starting to become like a waste of time. Like, why not just do it here? I'm trying to scooch my chair over and struggling. I don't know what it's stuck on. There's nothing for it to be stuck on. I'm gonna take my headphones off. Don't need those. How's everyone doing today? I'm feeling okay. Better than yesterday. Better than yesterday, but not like... I'm not 100%, but I'm like better-ish. The bed elves glued down my chair? They might have. I found my, my brush, cleaner. It's like a conditioner for brushes. You know, like when you get a new brush, it's got kind of like a film over it, or it's kind of like stiff. It's because they like condition them, and so like this puts it back on. Like it'll clean all the paint out. Like this brush doesn't look brand new, but it's not like stained either. Like the bristles aren't stained or anything anymore. And it's got a bit of a better shape than it did. I found it, like this one too. This one I didn't clean as well. You can see the base of it's still a bit yucky. But they're stiff again, like they don't bend. You have to break them again. So I can start taking slight care of my brushes. Isn't that awesome? It's just like it's almost like a bar of soap in here. You just wet your brush and you kind of like, and it like binds or whatever to all the acrylic bits and they come out of the bristles. So the more you know. If you didn't know, you're supposed to take care of your paintbrushes. None of the hobby YouTubers will tell you that, unless it's a specific video about it. But they'll never say, like, oh yeah, make sure, like, you know, after every session, if you can, condition your paintbrushes. This doesn't close anymore. Also, by the way, remember last time we were talking about my Wraithbone that doesn't stay closed? It doesn't close anymore, and it's slowly evaporating, which is really upsetting. So I'm gonna have to buy a new one next time I'm able to get to Warhammer, when they're fucking open. When they're actually open 3 days in a row. Sorry, we had to close early, come back tomorrow. No! Say you have to close for 3 days. Yeah, I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad. Not mad. So I didn't hobby much yesterday. I painted the sergeant of our Blade Guard. So now our Blade Guard veteran squad our Blade Guard veterans are done. Because I painted one of these on stream and one of them off stream. I think I painted this one on stream, this one off stream, and now they have their sergeant. So now they are a complete group. So that's another squad done. Wow, doesn't that look nice? The Blade Guard veterans. I'm happy with them. They're not perfect, but that's okay. I think they're fun from normal distance away. They look good. Um, yeah, I'm happy with them. The bikers I assembled and primed and peanut buttered yesterday. I did some brave things with them. Oh, and they came with another transfer sheet. So I have another transfer sheet. Here it is. Another completely full transfer sheet. Now, isn't that nice? Another one. I might have 6 of those now. That's epic. Never running out of that shit. So yeah, again, I painted this guy yesterday. He looks okay. I'm happy. He turned out pretty clean. The mistakes on him I cleaned up pretty well. He's got pretty good depth with shading. The transfers are fine. I like his tilt shield. His red helmet and green eyes turned out okay. He looks pretty good. So yeah. He matches his brothers. His battle brothers. So we'll set them aside. I don't like that this is banging against the light. Oh, I fixed it. So I assembled the biker boys. This is the sergeant. He has his gun out in a pretty cool pose. His big bike. These went together pretty easily, actually. There are really not that many pieces. The inner bike is 2 pieces. The rear tire, I believe, or maybe it's the front tire, is 2 pieces. The outer armor is 2 pieces, and then the marine is like 4 pieces. His legs are actually attached to the outer armor. It's one big long piece that his legs are attached to. They actually went together really easily. I was surprised. But I had to be brave with these guys. I actually had to cut this guy up pretty bad, though you wouldn't be able to tell because I cleaned it up okay. This guy, they're push-fit models, monopose models. This guy is only assembled with a bare head, and he had his helmet attached to his hip. But I put a helmet on him because none of my Marines had bare heads. So then I had to cut away at him little by little to cut that helmet off of his hip, and then I just put pouches over the ugly spot. So you can't even tell that I had to do it. But this guy was mangled. It looked really ugly. I had to really cut into him to get that helmet off of his hip. I went into my Imperial Fist upgrade sprue, and I attached this little targeter thing on his back because I think it looked cool. And I attached this little like greeble onto his bike. He has like a little medal, and I attached this little purity seal onto him too, so he looks a little bit more decorated. But I really did have to cut into this guy. There's a big ugly spot under these pouches, but you wouldn't be able to tell because I sanded it down and primed it. But there was a helmet there. I saved him, I did. And then this guy's pretty standard. I didn't do much to him. He's got his chainsword and a cool pointy pose. I did add this tilt shield onto him. But that was all I added to this guy. Again, they went together pretty easily. I was surprised. But they're pretty big models if you look at their like footprint compared to like this guy. Like they're pretty big. And then the last guy, he's probably my favorite one. I replaced his chainsword with a power fist. And even though that's super goofy, I think that's awesome. I like his stupid pose now. He's got like his big fist up in the air. And I also added this this cross onto his power pack. But I like his big goofy fist. It's a fun pose. I think that pose is fun. I had to mangle this guy too, but because they were push fit models, a lot of his shoulder was actually sculpted on to that join, so I had to clip away at it, and there was a big hole. and I filled it mostly. It doesn't look so bad. When he's painted, it'll look fine. Yeah. A little bit of gap filling had to be done. You can tell here where these are joined. There was a gap that I had to fill. It's mostly joined, and so it's fine. But yeah, I like these models. They're fun. So even though that guy's my favorite one, I think we're going to start with the standard guy. We'll use him as our guinea pig. Now the real test is, will these somehow fit on this painting handle if we do them long ways? Like hot dog, not hamburger? No. That's a negative, Ghost Rider. So we have to use the yucky paint handle. Wait, but the funny part about this is, well, they'll fit long ways on this. That's kind of fun. Okay, I see you. Painting handle. That's kind of fun. Wow. Okay, well, I'm gonna pull up the schematics because I'm not really sure about what like the underside of the like bike and stuff. Primaris Outriders. Like, what color is the bike? Like, the exhaust is silver, obviously. The armor plates are the same as him. The wheels are black, obviously. Okay, more of its armor color than I was expecting. Okay. Yeah, more of its armor colored than I thought. That works out. That makes it easy for me, honestly. Okay. Well, then, let us look. Still got no power? That's been a while. No? Car? Motorcycle. Motorcycle. Bicicleta. This guy is forked now. That's not good. Why is he forked? Come on. Yeah, you can see it there. In the shadow. We'll see if he solidifies when we get paint on him. But I'm trying to get his point back. But the thing about synthetic brushes especially is once they split, they tend to stay that way. Bicicleta is a bike? Motocicleta? I didn't know that, so now I know. See? So yeah, we'll just get going as you normally do. You just pick a spot and you just get going. It's got nice flat armor panels, kind of like a dreadnought, so it's kind of fun. You get to move paint all over. That was like an eyelash. If you saw that, see that? I think that's an eyelash. There's like a hair. That's definitely not off the brush because it's dark. The brush has light bristles. Get out of there, eyelash. So how does Akari's get was cropped? I know. We're just giving you a hard time. I don't expect everyone to know exactly what these look like. Oh my goodness, for the 3 people in chat who play Space Marine 2 and care, they've already said that they're planning on adding more classes. Like an apothecary class, so it would be like a healer. That's fun. That's more than I thought they would add. The game needs one. Apothecaries are really cool, too. They get, like chain fists, usually. Which is something the game doesn't have. They get, a tech marine would be cool, too. I'll be honest, y'all, I almost didn't go live. Not because I wasn't feeling well, but because I was having a lot of fun in RuneScape. And by a lot of fun, I mean I was AFKing chopping maple trees while watching YouTube. I'm so mad about my damn Warhammer store. So, a couple days ago, I went just after their break. Their break is listed at 3 p.m. So I got there around 4:15 p.m. They close at 7, for reference. Notice on the door, sorry we had to close early, come back tomorrow, we're going to be open in the normal hours. I went back at open, and it's the same exact notice. They never came back. I bet they've been closed for days. Saying that they're going to come back the next day. They only have 1 employee. Every time I've gone, and I've probably gone maybe half a dozen times now total since moving here. Maybe more than that, maybe 8 times. There's only ever the same guy working there. And I don't know if it's like a franchise, like he's like the owner or what. But like, there's never anyone else working there. And no, and I get it. I bet there probably is a good reason why he can't be there. But also, what do you mean there's no one else to take his place? The problem isn't that he isn't working. The problem is that he's the only one who can. So if he's on break, the entire store closes because he leaves. If he can't be there, the entire store is closed. So it's like, why? Why? That's my problem with it. And because he's the only guy, if he's, you know, doing something in the back or helping someone, and you call the store, it's normal for them to not answer the phone. Because he can't puppy guard it, you know? He has to fucking work. So it's like if I call and don't get an answer, that's not unusual. But then it's like, oh, well, are they now answering because they're busy or not answering because he's not there? I don't know. I don't know. And they don't have, they have a Facebook page, the store, and that's fine because they're a location of a big corporation. So like having their own personal socials is kind of a bit much to ask. A Facebook page where they post about stuff is fine. But that hasn't been updated since last month. So then it's like, I've done all I can to try to understand what the hours of this place are, and I'm failing every time. BRB Uber time? Okay. Did you paint your dinosaur yesterday? You didn't. You would have said something about it. You didn't paint your dinosaur yesterday. But yeah, I was really mad. Because now it's like I've spent 3 trips, 20-ish minutes each way, for nothing. Give me my gas money, Games Workshop. Give me my gas money. I hope they give me something. Usually, if you care enough to email corporate, they'll give you something. But also, Games Workshop is a notoriously greedy corporation, even by corporation standards, so who knows. I don't know. I wouldn't care if there was another place to buy the paints, but like, I've been to other local hobby stores, and the ones I've been to either don't stock Citadel products at all, or if they do, it's not many. Or it's like just kits and not paints. I'm looking for paint. I don't need kits. But yeah, I'm getting cooked. I'd honestly rather support a local store, because usually they have better prices, and then you're supporting a local business owner instead of the giant corporation. But there isn't a local store here for me to support. Back in Georgia I had one I went to that was pretty good, actually. They had all kinds of stuff there, not just Warhammer. They were just like an all-purpose hobby store. They had cards and RC stuff and normal modeling stuff and Warhammer and D&D and Lego and Gunpla. It was actually a really nice store. I liked it. Connor always hated when I drag him in there, but it was fun. I liked that store a lot. But now it's like I have an actual Warhammer store and I'm having a Far Wars experience, which is ironic. You'd think my experience would be better now that the corporation is in charge. But I guess I should know. Corporations should never be in charge. Though again, I don't know if Warhammer locations are owned privately or not. Like, is it a franchise situation? Or do they choose who runs the store? I don't know. It's possible to order from that old store? I don't really want to order paints. There's no way that a paint travels well. Like, surely not, right? Surely not. Though, we did order that giant paint set, but a giant paint set is different. An individual paint bottle is different. I mean, it has to get to the store in the first place. Yeah, but like, it's not shipping individually. It's shipping in a big, presumable pallet or box with many other brothers. And business shipping tends to be expedited better than like personal shipping. If I'm ordering a paint, it's like FedEx is just gonna leave it on their truck for 3 years and it's gonna evaporate or whatever. Trying to get his the tops of his legs. I really like these models, though. I hadn't really looked at them much before, the Primaris Outriders. But, they're really nice, actually. Like I said, they go together pretty well. and they got really nice like design. They got nice poses. They got a nice like size. They're really nice. I like them a lot. These Primaris Outriders. But also, if I could buy the pants on Amazon, but they literally have such a long shipping time. It would be like, oh yeah, you can expect it in the next 7 to 11 days. It's just not something they have a lot of volume of, so it's not usually stored locally. Because there's like an Amazon warehouse in Vegas. Like, usually we can get stuff shipped pretty quick if we need it. So having anything take that long is like kind of outrageous. I know most places have a warehouse, but like usually they're not super local. Like the one here, I'm talking like I could drive there in like 10 minutes probably, the Amazon warehouse. Look at this yellow feller. He's so yellow. Wow. Love that for him. I think I like this model because it's a big model and it has a lot of stuff going on, but it's not necessarily hard to paint because the posing is good. It's not super hard for me to reach things or to understand like what's what. And I don't have to worry about too much about the underside because this thing has such low clearance, you're not really able to even see under there at all. Like if you tilt this to look underneath it, all you see is the base rim. You can't really see underneath, so I don't really have to worry about it. Everyone always does make the jokes about the Primaris vehicles, like their suspension and clearance. Like, this thing would be scraping hella. This thing would be scraping off of every rock, every bump. This thing is just, it's 2 inches off the ground. But it looks really cool, and also it's based on the really old designs. They were like this too. If you look up old Space Marine bikes, they were also super low like this. So if it's new and looks like shit, it's shit. But if it's new and looks, but based on something old and looks like shit, then it's retro, and then it's cool. Just about done with all the yellow. Which went faster than I was expecting. The black is going to take a while, I feel. God, I want Panda Express. When I'm hungry later, that's what I want. I want Panda Express. Thoughts on that? Oh, the other Primaris unit that I want is the Jump Pack Intercessors. Space Marine 2 has had me really, really interested in the Jump Packs. I didn't really look at them much before, but there are new Jump Pack Intercessors that came out like this year. I think at the beginning of the year, and they look really good. I'm liking them a lot. What am I gonna order? I don't know. Orange chicken, broccoli beef maybe. They had some new thing. There was some new thing I thought I saw. Some new chicken thing. I don't know what it was, but there was something new. These wheels have a lot of surface area. It's gonna be, and they're kind of an annoying shape. It's gonna be kind of hard to paint them, I feel. Con and I were talking about this earlier. Not earlier, but recently. We noticed a correlation, or a kind of commonality in our lives. How come women really love crab rangoon? I've never heard a man talk about crab rangoon, but I've known many women who love crab rangoon. Like, they'll mention it by name. Good taste? Sure. But, like, well, I was gonna say, but men have good taste too, and then I amended my statement. Like, I've heard so many women in our, or at least Connor and I both in our personal lives, who will mention crab rangoon by name. Like, oh, what's your favorite food? Oh, I love crab rangoon. And it's like enough where we like noticed it. It's not like an insane amount, but it's like maybe like 5 or 6 in like recently, like in the last year. What's with the girlies in crab rangoon? Oh my god, a rare Madai appearance in stream? Oh my god, everyone be on your best behavior. Looking at you, Andy. I'm waiting for stream to catch up for the all caps. What? Or me? Always watching from the shadows. I'm so fucking scared. Oh my goodness. And I hope it's okay for me to talk about this. I was looking at the new Wonder Woman design for Absolute Wonder Woman, and it looked really familiar. It's such a good design. I was talking to Madai about it. If you look up Absolute Wonder Woman, there was some new like alternate cover art that was posted like really recently, like yesterday or the day before. And that shit looked fire. But also she looked a lot like Madai. And not just because she's like a giant Amazonian woman, just like her features. Like they've changed Wonder Woman a bit. She's not as pale, she's a bit more olive skinned, as she should be, I think. She has like more volume in her hair. It's a bit like curlier. But yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman, that's like a fire design. All the Absolute designs look really good, I think. People have been kind of clowning on Absolute Batman because of his logo, and like that's neither here nor there, it's whatever. But like I think the overall Batman design looks really cool. And he has like a battle axe or something for some reason. Looks pretty cool to me, boss. I like Absolute Superman too. They gave him like medium length hair and like stubble. He's Superman, but he looks a bit raggedy. That's kind of awesome. Because usually even like Superman, but he's evil. They still make him like kind of, you know, like Boy Scouty, where he, you know, is nice trimmed hair and clean shaven. But it's like, no, this Superman, for some reason, he's not evil as far as I'm aware, but like he has like kind of shoulder length hair and like stubble. He's a bit edgy. He has like a black costume. His cape is like frayed. It looks kind of sick. Absolute Superman. I've always really liked the idea of Superman, but he's always been too clean for me. But maybe Absolute Superman is one that I could like. Also, this painting handle is working way better on this size base when it's like really like this way. It's not wanting to come off nearly as much if I can use more force on it. I get the point of Superman is he's supposed to be a perfect boy, but I don't know, that's not interesting to me. I wanted to rip a guy's head off or whatever. You're Superman. If I was Superman, the world would be in flames. It's a good band. In Flames? Any In Flames fans? I'm not sure how obscure they are, but I know they're obscure enough where most of you probably have never heard of them. But In Flames, it's kind of a sick band. Connor likes them a lot. How did I know that you would like them? Well, I know enough about your music taste where that's not surprising. In Flames is sick. I like Alias. Oh, My Sweet Shadow might be my favorite song of theirs. God, there's a couple more that I know by name and I can't think of them. I'm not like super familiar with all their discography. I'm mostly familiar with what Connor shows me. But I like In Flames a lot. They're cool. Having some trouble reaching this bottom of this rear tire beneath the exhaust. But that's okay, we'll get it. We'll get it. Just gotta stipple with your brush. Stipple, stipple. Here we go. Ish. Like looking rad already. Yeah, I mean, it's just because these models really, they speak for themselves. Like, you look at this guy, and it's like, sure, he's a space marine, he's kind of cool, but like, he doesn't really start looking super cool until like he's done. Whereas like this already looks cool, because it's a big bike. That's cool. But yeah, I think I need to start painting a lot more. Like more. Not just on stream, just more. More. Though, I always feel guilty painting off stream because I know you guys want to see it. And I know you're going to say, no man, as long as you show us on stream eventually, it's fine. But it's like, I still feel bad about it. Which is why, like, yesterday when I was picking something to paint, I picked something that you had already seen. It was just a sergeant of a model that you've seen already. Because I painted one of them already on stream. Because, like, I wanted to paint Torgaradon, but, like, Torgaradon's a new model. Like, I don't want to paint that. You guys wouldn't have had a chance to see it. If Serb was here, they would say, the solution, dumbass, is to just paint closet minis when you want to paint. Sometimes I don't want to paint closet minis. Sometimes I don't want to. Chainsaw gun, chainsaw sword. Going to the gym. Bye. Have fun. He has this like console in between his handlebars that I'm trying to get. But it's kind of hard. Because it's kind of tucked away. But even like this isn't so bad as far as reaching. It could be far worse, reaching all these areas. And again, there's nothing you can't fix. Nothing. So, if you make a mistake, just fix it. If only real life was that simple. Fixing mistakes isn't so easy when they're real. Still doable. But not as easy. Oh, look at the size of this paint chip I pulled out of my palette yesterday. Ooh, silver, yummy. Yeah, that was a big bitch. That was multiple sessions of silver all piled up on top of each other. And they all stuck. I take a bite. Trying to situate my paper towel. There we go. There are a lot of silver details to pick out. Rims, exhaust, connecting panels, guardrails, footrests. So this might take a while too. This silver. But that's okay. Because metallics got pretty good coverage and they're fun. Aren't metallics fun? Wow. They look so shiny. My brain feels good. Because a lot of the underside stuff is all the silver, so it keeps it simple. Like stuff like under his footrest there, it's all this silver. You don't have to worry about that detail. Just paint all over it with silver, and that's good enough. Anything that you can reach underneath, just paint it silver. It's fine. It'll look how people expect it to, which is to say they can barely see it. Basically anything that I'm not sure of what color it's gonna be, I'm just gonna paint silver. I like how these things barely have a seat too. Like there's no cushion or anything. He's just sitting on the hunk of metal. It's kind of funny. Space Marines don't need seats. Though I guess would he even be able to feel a cushion through his armor? Probably not, actually. So what does it matter? I was gonna say what ass, but Space Marines do have ass. Space Marine 2 showed us that. Because the glutes are in fact a muscle, and Space Marines are like 0% body fat, all muscle monstrosities, which means they would in fact have an ass. You'd think they'd have some kind of impact absorption. They might, honestly. That's Halo does. The Spartan armor does have gel impact absorbers, I believe. They talk about it when Master Chief falls from low orbit, if memory serves. Talking about Halo makes me miss Landon and Connor. They love Halo. They'd be able to tell me when they were talking about the gel absorbers, not just that they do. I only know they do. Holding down the fort. Yeah, Landon asked me, so have you been doing anything while we've been gone? No. I've been streaming when I can, been hobbying, and I've been playing RuneScape. Nothing happens. When they're not here, nothing happens. I'm an NPC? Maybe. This is painting up faster than I was expecting. It's not even been an hour yet. It's been maybe 45 minutes. We got a long way to go yet, but still. It's not so bad. Not so bad. I'm trying to get all the details here at the front of the bike, but they are very hard to reach. But I'll clean up any mistakes. Anyone got anything fun going on today? Besides work? Or have any fun plans for the weekend? We're starting to sound like a fucking teacher trying to get you guys to speak the fuck up. Sound like anyone doing anything for the break? The panels are satisfying to cover because they're nice and flat. Going fishing again? That's epic. Playing gosh darn video games? Relatable. Gotta get that mining skill up. I haven't heard you update us on that in a while. Ethics class? What, like business ethics? Like what kind of ethics? There is no such thing as business ethics. How to ethically scam your employees. Business ethics professor is an a-hole? Yeah. That's not surprising. I never had to take a single like business adjacent class unless you count like stats 101 or whatever, but I always figured they were really boring, those courses, and had like very few like interesting courses. But again, what do I know? I'm a liberal arts major. All I know is how to yearn and have a bleeding heart. Trying to get this guardrail behind the seat. Kinda hard, not gonna lie. Business ethics was an oxymoron? That's what I'm saying. He's coming along, huh? You're a freak that enjoys accounting? Accounting... Are you a business major or an accounting major? if you like accounting and you're not an accounting major, why not? The poltergeist just moved something in my room. That was interesting. Some weird sound behind me. I'm not gonna look in case it's a monster. If I look and it's a monster, then it'll kill me. But if I ignore it, then I just get to vibe until it goes away. I'm 29 by the well, not yet. But I'm nearly 29 by the way. Some things never change. Monsters are always scary. Accounting major, but it's part of the business school? I like the idea of accounting. But I'm really bad at math. Well, that's not necessarily true. I was really good at math until I wasn't. It got too complex for me. I'm 33 and I still run to turn off the lights. Obviously, if you turn off the lights downstairs and don't sprint up the stairs so the monster doesn't get you, it's going to get you. It's one of those things, like, am I an idiot for doing it? Maybe. But what if one time I was right and there was a monster? You never know. This really is painting up fast. I'm very happy with it so far. I have some cleaning up to do, but it looks good generally. Ooh, my tummy's starting to hurt, which means it's hungry. Oh my god, my 1 meal a day is coming up. What's going on with me, guys? I seriously, like, I usually have a big appetite, but the past, like, 3 or so days, like, I had to force myself to eat half of a meal last night. I ate 1 meal yesterday at, like, 3, and it was, like, midnight, and I had to force myself to eat some, like half a box of mac and cheese. Could it be because I was sick? I don't know. I don't know. Metabolic changes? I fucking hope not. Well, actually, eating less might be good for me. It's like a... like a free weight loss program. Because I'm on that phone? Yeah. You're right. The blue light saps my appetite away. I saw a discussion on the 40k subreddit, and I know Reddit, yuck. I'm only ever on Reddit to browse 40k stuff, like pictures of models. I'm never on Reddit for actual discussion. That's like going to the circus and looking for political opinions. But some guy had primed his models gray and then painted the rest of them that weren't gray, and then asked if they were tournament ready. And people were discussing that because his army was gray and he primed it gray, the same gray as the sprue gray, did he really paint them? Because like they look unpainted, but that's just the color they are. And it was an interesting discussion because to me they didn't look painted, so I was hesitant to say like they'd be tournament ready. But if that's just the color they are and he primed them that color, then like they are painted. You know? I don't know. It was hard to say. Because if an army is sprue colored, and you paint them sprue colored, they're gonna look like sprue. But they're not. But if they look like sprue, and you have a rule that things have to look painted, then they don't look painted. You understand? Because general official tournament rules are every inch of plastic has to have paint on it. No gray. But if your army is gray, specifically like sprue gray, then that's really hard to tell. Technically it's painted, but it certainly doesn't look it. Right? I don't know, it was interesting. People were arguing over it. Letter versus intent? Yeah. But no detailing, may as well just be primer. But, like, that... In some cases, that's okay. I would argue. Like, if I primed my guys yellow and then put, like, nothing over it, like, that's fine. They're yellow, right? I don't know. It was interesting to see. I think if I prime my guys yellow, I'd still shade them, though, at the very least. At the very least, I would still shade them, you know? Dang, adding that gold to the exhaust pipes really helped a lot. Look at that. Look at this guy. Oh, bro, I'm so happy I chose Imperial Fist for my army. This big, bright yellow is so fun to look at. Though, honestly, the same could be said for Blood Angels if he was bright red. Wouldn't that look fun? Or Salamanders if he was bright green. Or even the fucking Smurfs, even the Ultramarines if he was like bright blue. That would be so fun. But the yellow looks really fun. I like the yellow a lot. What's the point of even painting, taking them into a tournament if it's not obvious you did anything with them? Well, because you want to play the game. Because you want to play. So he probably has a scheme that he can do really fast without putting that much effort in. He's trying to find the minimum amount of work he can do to get his army tournament legal. Because, especially if it's a 2,000 point army or something, some kind of max point tourney, that's a fuck ton of models. Like, I don't think I have 2,000 points of Space Marines yet. I might be close. But, like, think of all the Space Marines we've seen me paint and assemble. And, I don't think I have a full army yet. But isn't the effort part of the fun? Some people hate it. Some people play this literally just for the game. They want to play the game. They don't like assembling. They don't like painting. They just want to play. Hello, fellow son of Dorn. Hello! Fellow son of the Praetorian. How's it going? Got your pain glove ready? I always got mine at the handy. Just hanging out here next to my desk whenever I need to feel something. I know in a normal Imperial Fist army, they would never have this unit, but I think that's why this is fun. To see an Imperial Fist bike. Got your chainsword and Maltese cross? Ah, Templar. Got you. Respect, brother, respect. Sigismund was the best of us. You still painting them gray? I mean, some armies are gray. Carcharodons is a very popular army. They're the shark-themed Space Marines. They're gray. They're, like, very, like, neutral gray. Like, they're, like, shark gray. Like a very just gray color. Carcharodons. A lot of people really like them. I've never really understood the fixation with them specifically. Also, they typically have tribal tattoos free-handed onto their armor plates, and you would never catch me painting an army that is covered in traditional tribal tattoos. That is impossible. Finish painting your Dwarf King and Thane today. Just apply matte varnish to the beards. Take out the gloss. Wait, that's epic. That is epic. I need to varnish my stuff more, because a lot of my stuff, like, I have a bunch of unvarnished glossy-ass decals that I gotta fucking varnish, but I'm just lazy. I don't want to do it. It only takes a second, but I have so many models, and the backlog of stuff that I need to varnish is only getting bigger, so it's just like, get on it, dumbass. And it's like varnishing only takes a second, because I don't even have to cover the whole model. I just have to cover the stuff that I want varnished, like the decals and the extra glossy stuff. People like Carcardons because of the Tyberos memes. That is true. I wish they made, like, an official model, like a new one. I'm not even sure if there's ever been an official model, actually, of Tyberos. But he's definitely very cool. I like him. I wish Chaos wasn't so fucking hard to paint. Because I still got like 7 World Eater Berserkers that I gotta paint up. Example. And look, remember how long it took me to paint the Lord Invocatus? Remember that? It took so long. But I really like the World Eaters, but they're so fucking hard to paint. They're so hard. They're so hard to paint. But I like them. They're so cool. And I have a good chunk of World Eaters models. I have a whole squad of Bloodletters painted. I have Lord Invocatus. I have Berserkers. I have fucking Angron. But like, they're so hard to paint. I'll get to you one day, Angron, I promise. Just like one day I'll get to Mortarion. I promise. I'm still really happy with the way that our Bastor came out. If anyone remembers him from not so long ago. Bastor would hit these Outriders with his hammer and kill them in one hit. I wonder how many attacks per turn his hammer gets. Could he kill 2? Does he do that much damage? I'm gonna be kind of careful when painting these bolters. But what else is new? Of course I gotta be careful. My army's fucking yellow. Planning to get the battalion. My plan is to have variation in primary color metallic to symbolize status and wealth. Like blue and silver dwarves are irregular, but gold and blue dwarves are regular rich ones. Green and silver are respected but not rich, and green and gold are kings. Red dwarves are engineers, yellows are slayers. So it's kind of like company and squad markings in Space Marines. The different shoulder trim and campaign badges. That's fun. That's a good idea. I like that. It kind of tells a little story within your force, which is fun. Sorry that I had to bring it back to Space Marines. It's just what I know the most. I'm finished with you, Space Marine. But I'm finished with you, Orc. Yeah, that's fun. I like that. I'm noticing an area I missed with the yellow is right here. This armpit. Again, I've been painting this model for an hour. Somehow missed something. Painting is so fun. I always feel bad when I hear about people in the hobby that absolutely hate painting. They hate painting. They hate building. They only want to play. And, like, I get it. You're allowed to feel that way. But, like, that means you're, like, miserable most of the time in the hobby. Because painting and building is such a fucking big part of it. It's, like, the whole fucking thing. I get it if you're like a painter and you don't like building. That's like, I get that. But like to not like either, that's wild. When I have a squad of Slayers, different colored pants that demonstrate who they hate the most. The Slayer wearing green hates orcs. One wearing midnight blue hates vampires. That's fun too. I always like the Fire Slayers and Slayer army. They have some really cool models. I like the big, like, lava dragon thing. If it was less of a requirement, people would be more inclined to try. Well, but it is a requirement because if it wasn't, people wouldn't do it. People would show up to tourneys with gray plastic. And that's bad for business and bad for fun. Because remember, they sell the paints too. I'm picking out his tilt shield right now, so give me a second. It is very tiny. A little fist on his shield. In terms of other factions for Old World, I'd like to do vampire counts. Old World, I'm not that interested in it. I'm like young enough where I never like collected the original Old World. Like all I've known is Age of Sigmar. I'm not necessarily that young, but I'm new enough in the hobby, I guess, where that's kind of all I know is AOS. Makes me feel bad for like Beastmen players who have been relegated to forced into Old World, because what if they liked Age of Sigmar? I've never experienced Old World, but I feel a strong invitation towards it. It definitely is very different in tone and style than AOS, for sure. For sure. Luthor Harkon in the building? Tanner, what are you talking about, you stupid motherfucker? Vampire Pirate Captain? I don't know that much about the different Old World like factions and leaders. Like I know what faction you're talking about, but I'm not that familiar. Does that make sense, Tanner? Like, they don't even exist in AOS. AOS replaced them with the Ideneth. Tanner, the Space Marine devs have been on their forums saying that they're already tinkering with different classes to add. One of them being the Apothecary. Isn't that cool? Apothecary would be awesome. also very necessary, because the game does not give you healing. Medic class looked cool? What do you mean looked cool? What do you mean looked cool, motherfucker? He never existed as far as I'm aware. Wait, for real? Yeah. They confirmed that they've already been playing around with other classes to add. One of them being the apothecary. I saw leaked footage? What the? Grant getting his fucking CIA access. I don't know. The fuck? What they haven't confirmed, I had seen that there would be new classes until like yesterday. So that was news to me. Like, it makes sense, but also each of the classes has like 6 armor sets, a whole perk tree. So like it's a lot of work. So like committing to adding another class is kind of big. At least I thought so. Where's the update that lets me get an Eldari wife? Oh, she'd call you Monkey. Guys, isn't that funny? The Eldar call humans monkey, but it's an Eldar word. It's Monkey, so there's actually no correlation. It just so happens to look like our word monkey. I think it's Monkeigh. Monkey. But that's what the Eldar call humanity. It's like their slur for us. But you had your chance, Eldar scum. The stars are no longer yours. Die. However, if Yvraine said she wanted to be my wife, I'd fold. Look up Yvraine. I'd fold. Yvraine. You know who else folded? Robute Gilliman. If a Primarch would fold, then so will I. On Nostromo, there are Hormagaunts who are eating the chapter serfs. Eating the cherubs. They're eating the pets. They really are. Isn't that wild? There are Genestealer cultists eating our servitors. They are invading our hive cities and eating them. Hello, ZZ Maze. Insert the RDJ meme. My servitors are being eaten by Genestealers. The worst part of every Space Marine. The shoulder trim. I take my time and am generally as careful as I can be, and I still have a ton of cleaning up to do. It's not terrible though. We'll get there. She wants to force every firstborn over the Rubicon. Wait, I had never thought of it that way before. I know that's very recent, but like applying Donald Trump like insanity to through a 40K lens is actually so funny. It fits perfectly. And the funny thing is it shouldn't fit, because 40K is a satirical hellscape, but you apply it to Donald Trump and it's like, wait a sec, he belongs there. He belongs there. It's perfect. Am I gonna be free October 11th at some point? We have something to play? Oh, fuck's sake. Don't tell me that's when episode 2 comes out. Also, as someone who plays both Night Lords and Thousand Suns, you have it easy. Jesus, Thousand Suns, I do not envy you. I do not envy you. Thousand Suns. Yeah, that would beat my ass. Icebreaker, infinite ammo sniper. Oh, they brought Icebreaker back? Am I the only one who thinks that's lame? That I'm supposed to be excited for a new dungeon because it gives me something that's like 8 years old? I'm the only one who thinks it's lame? Heard. Though if they brought back No Land Beyond, then I'd be hyped. Where's No Land Beyond, Grant? Tell them. Tell them I'll return to their shit game. Seriously, the bad press literally killed all my motivation for Destiny. It killed it. How am I supposed to feel good about the game when its future is so tumultuous? Like, okay, they confirmed there's going to be content next year. Guess what? It's D2 Year 1 content. Yuck. I had to do ass surgery on my Magnus because I had a 4,000 point 2v2. We were all bringing Primaris and I didn't want to have the worst looking one. Wait. What does that have to do with you giving him ass surgery? Why did he need ass surgery? Does Magnus have no ass? Had to remove the BBL to save some points. I love Curse of Osiris. I love Warmind. Oh, fuck. Because make no mistake, that is 3,000,000% what I'm expecting to get out of those expansion packs. Curse of Osiris and Warmind. Fucking 2 blues and a token. Started watching lore breakdowns of Warhammer and I'm honestly fucking with it. Yeah, Warhammer rules. It rules. There's nothing else like it either. We're quickly approaching the shading phase. I'm kind of happy with how quick this is going. Let's pivot to the gacha games so I can do my Mora Solve polls. Wait a second. This guy's spitting. This guy's spitting facts. Pog champion. Yeah, them confirming that they're working on a mobile game is probably the worst thing they could have done. By the way. Like, the worst thing they could have done. I love mobile games. Well, good news, Daenerys. Destiny 2 mobile game. I'm going to pull up the box art again to make sure I'm not missing anything obvious before I move on to the tiny details like the sword hilt and the screen. Uh-huh. 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 Okay. I didn't realize it before, but these are the bullet feeds for the bolters. I definitely could have batch painted these. I was expecting it to take forever, which is why I'm only painting one. But it's going really fast, and it's actually a lot of fun, so I should have painted all of them. But it's alright. I just realized the guns have a mounted iron sight on the front of the bike. What do you need to aim at, buddy? You can't turn these. They only shoot straight forward. There's no, like, axes on this. If it's in front of you, just pull the trigger. You become a man once you realize the Emperor is just a non-frog croak. Oh. Honestly? Kinda spitty. I really like that croak model. That's another one that I've always kind of wanted, but it's such an intimidating model. The new one, the new croak, the mummy. That model is awesome, but it is so scary. Though, who am I to say scary? I've painted the Silent King, and that model is terrifying. It only took me like 17 hours. What if they want to carry the bike as a gun? Okay, Dante. November is stacked. That's PoE 2. I can't wait, bro. That shit looks so good. Please redeem the ARPG genre. Diablo 4 shadow over it. Please, PoE, you gotta do it. You're the only one who can do it, PoE 2. Motocicleta amarilla. Yup. Oh, my little brush. Remember how last time it was acting all janky? I traded it yesterday. I washed it and took care of it, and now it's back to being good. It's almost like if you take care of your things, they'll last. Fuck. My parents were right. Now, if only they could... Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that to my poor ma. She deserves better than that joke. It wasn't her fault. She did her best. She did the best she could. Gotta turn them upside down and get the bottom of the chainsaw teeth. Monster Hunter Wilds, January 1st, 2025. If only. If only. When is... Can somebody Google this for me? When is Tokyo Game Show 2024? Can someone Google that for me? Please? Tokyo Game Show 2024. In like a week? I figured it was soon, but I didn't know when. September 26th. Thank you. I am expecting a Monster Hunter Wilds release date at that event. Monster Hunter World got its release date at the Tokyo Game Show before it came out. So I'm expecting Wilds to get the same treatment. And if it doesn't, Capcom better not open their mailbox. Goodness, guys, I'm having so much fun. We're talkative in chat today. I'm really enjoying this model. I'm feeling better. I'm having so much fun. That's so awesome for me. I love having fun. Any fun lovers in chat? Got that arsenic envelope ready. Dumbass. We're almost done with base coats. And that's the lion's share of the work. Do I need to paint that? Be honest. Right in front of his peepee? That little piece of bicycle? Do I need to paint that? It looks like I missed his knee. But also, in there, you see that? Come on. How am I supposed to reach in there and not get like color all over his pee-pee? Come on. It's just gonna be black. I'm just painting it black because that's the color of the proverbial seat. Paint his dick? But it's not his dick. It's the motorcycle. That's like part of the seat. But it's like way in there. That's one of the details, like one of the only details on this thing, where it'd be like, yeah, you should have just left the Space Marine unglued, dumb fuck. But like, it's fine. See, look, now it's all black. Wow, now you can't even see it. It's gone in there. Okay, so we have a couple more things to do before we do shading. One of them being cleanup. Gotta focus on cleaning up the yellow. I gotta base coat his Indomitus cross on his wrist. There we go. Now we gotta clean up the yellow and hit some spots we missed. Oh, and I didn't finish his sword or the purity seals. Am I a goofball? I just love getting onto the shading. I love applying the Cassandora yellow. His hilt isn't done. Wow, they sure did make this easy to get to. Thank you, Games Workshop. I love painting tiny details I gotta turn the model 100% upside down for. Thank you. But again, if they weren't hard to paint sometimes, they could never have a cool pose. Easy poses tend to be boring. So, it's alright. I'm still so mad about that Games Workshop. My local one. I'm still so pissed about that. I hope corporate gets back to me about it. Like, my bad, we've been having hiring issues at that location or something. Why does it only have one employee? I'm trying to buy paint. I'm trying to support your business. Your giant international conglomerate. It really needs my help, I promise. And it's not that far. I could work there if they wanted me to, I guess. But if they told you that store doesn't exist, oh my god, I've been shopping at a fucking SCP this whole time. I'd run that place like the Navy, but that would imply I would have subordinates. By the sound of it, it looks like I'd have to run it myself, with no one else. Bro, I'm so sad that this fucking pot is all messed up and won't close. Like, it's the same consistency as, where is it? As this one. They're both base paints. So, like, this pot, this one closes just fine. Look, a nice snap. And then this one got all clogged up for no reason. There's something wrong with the lid. And no matter how much I scrape out, it won't close anymore. Great. Awesome. Awesome. That's so fun for me. It's literally drying out. I hate Citadel paint pots. Why do their paints have to be good? Because this paint pot is ass. The lid looks a little stretched. I don't know. It's just fucked up. It's all the dried paint in the lid, but no matter how much I take out of it, it still won't close. And I'm gonna hurt myself trying to scrape it out with a knife or scissors or, you know, nippers or something. So I'll just buy another fucking pot. We use like half of this one anyway. And it's still good for now. And yes, I'm using it right out of the pot, sue me. I'm using very little, okay? It's alright. It'll be alright, I promise. I have to apply like fucking 5 coats of this shit, so I'm using barely any. For scientific purposes, do I have a favorite My Little Pony character? I'm not ignoring you, I'm thinking. It's probably Fluttershy, but that's like a pretty big probably, because I don't really like anyone. The show doesn't have a lot of Reese-coded characters. And not coded like they are me, but coded like they're for me. Because it's a child show. They're not supposed to appeal to you in that way, you know? And if I couldn't do Fluttershy, then maybe Applejack next. Who is most free-run coded? It's gotta be Fluttershy, right? But Freerun's like an amalgamation between Fluttershy and what's her fucking name? Twilight Sparkle. That's such a stupid fucking name. Twilight Sparkle. Kill yourself. I'm sorry if you're a Twilight fan. But yeah, I never watched My Little Pony. I only... all my knowledge of it has just been absorbed over time. I had friends who were really into it. I had one friend that was a brony. We all judged him very heavily for that in high school. Looking back on it, we were probably in the right, because I think if you were a high school brony, that's probably a red flag about your taste in actual humans. But maybe I'm still judging too harshly. But it was the same person who would only ever watch, like, Nichijou and K-On! And stuff all day. And so, again, that kind of says something about your taste in actual humans, and should be throwing up some red flags. I'm trying to crush this damn paint pot so it would stay closed, and it just won't. It's gonna open as soon as I set it down over there. We'll give it 2 minutes before it opens back up. Bronies need their hard drives checked? Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Because there are definitely those out there who mean well, but I think it might be hard to find them. I missed his hand on these handlebars. His little fingers. We're getting really close to done with this, actually. I'm really happy with it. Nice bike, thank you. I'm always so happy when I'm happy with the way something comes, turns out. Like, I wasn't that happy with that sergeant I painted yesterday. He's fine, but I wasn't super happy with it. But I'm really happy with the way this guy's coming out, so that's good. You're not always going to be happy with what you put out. Yoko Blue, thank you. Another Yoko, huh? Which one of you is Yoko from Gurren Lagann? I have to know. Anyone see the Trigger Transformers animation for the 40th anniversary today? That was pretty cool. It was very Gurren Lagann coded. I promise my intentions are pure, just like my heart. Okay, just a couple more things to do before we shade. I am the Yoko from Gurren Lagann? Be careful with your answer. I return? Oh my goodness. Are you messaging us from the treadmill? Hey, if you're on the treadmill, get out of the stream right now. Hop on RuneScape. That's EXP waste. This is the wrong color. I was like, why is this applying this way? This looks weird as fuck. It's because that's Berserker Bloodshade. I picked it up thinking it was this one. Here's how I made the mistake. This is what I picked up. This is what I was looking for. Didn't watch Gurren Lagann? It's a classic. It's a classic. No cardio today, only class? I'd kill myself. If I had, well... okay. I doubt this is a hot take. I think if many graduates would probably tell you this. I miss class. I don't miss assignments. I just miss being amongst people my age and, like, learning. Once you graduate college, you're never in an environment like that again. In very few exceptions, I would say. Like, assignments, that sucked ass. I don't miss that. But I do miss the class. I miss going somewhere, having a schedule, meeting people, learning things. But, the rest of it I can do without. I miss, like, talking to my professors. Bye, ZZ Maze. Bye. 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 Third spaces? That's another thing. Third spaces. They disappear. Once you leave school, they're gone. I don't remember the last time I had spent any time in a third space. I just miss, like, walking campus and seeing people and learning. And I'm not, like, a super social person. I didn't have that many friends in college, nor do I have many that I still keep up with. But it was just the idea of it. Can't relate. I'm just having free time. Give yourself a few years out of college. Like 7. The gym is kind of a third space, I guess. That's a good point. It's kind of a third space. There was a spot of yellow that I missed again. And I'm trying to find... Oh, it was his armpit. Remember when I showed it? I went and touched up all the yellow and still forgot. We're nearly done. Nearly. I just have to shade, really. There's just a couple more base coats to put on, very small ones. Third place. Third space is way better. I mean, semantics. But I get you. Third space definitely sounds better. But, I mean, same difference. Dash, you got any more Jason Jolt clips for me when he's really loud? I feel like I'm due for one. Is he really loud when he plays Deadlock? Free from work? That's goated. Goated with a little bit of sauce. All work Fergus? Wait, that's even better. He's gonna be even more awful if it's only work. Is it like a secondary location? I think it's because it's a location, like a first place is like somewhere that's yours, right? I think. That's probably not an official definition, but like your home. And then a second place would be like not your place, but it's a place that you have to go to, like class, your employment area. A third place is just like somewhere you you just kind of exist in. You don't have any tie to it. You know, a hallway with a little table in it on campus. You know, it's on campus, but like you have nothing. It's just an area that you go to sometimes. You know? Third place is social areas. There you go. See, they got the official areas for you. Doing his eyeballs. I did... okay. Gotta clean him up though. As I do every time, gotta clean up his fucking eyes. These all did my clip because it's not safe for work. Is it the one with percussion? Is it the one with percussion? Or he's stroking it right now? Is that what you're talking about? That Wart Fergus clip? Yes, that clip killed me the first time I saw it. What is wrong with him? There we go, nice and clean. See, pretty clean now that I cleaned it up. Not awful. Nobody expects you to be able to do that on the first try. Even professionals, they go back and forth for hours. Why do you think it takes them 200 hours to paint their golden demon tree? Because they go back and forth forever and ever and ever and ever. That's all they do is go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. To get every little detail perfect. And next thing they know, it's been 200 hours and they have a single miniature to show for it. And it's not even a big one. I can only imagine the time invested on like an Angron entry for Golden Demon. Like in 500 hours or something ridiculous. Here's an area I missed. Looks epic, thank you. On the inside shoulder, see it in here? That's an easily forgettable place. Because it's not very obvious or very visible, but when you look right at it, it's like, oh, there it is. So that's just one of those things you gotta make sure you get. Because I think I did it on this side. Mostly, yeah. But I didn't do it on this side. Again, I've been painting this thing for 2 hours, and it's still like, oh, didn't get a single lick of paint on that area. Not an ounce. And like, does it need perfect coverage? Not really. It's a very not visible space. But it needs something. It needs something. See, because now when you look at it from this angle, it's like, oh, of course, it's painted. One more thing, and then we move on to shading. Well, two more things. Well, let's do the second one first. The cleanup on his face. I just have to paint yellow again. Like under his eyeball, where I was fixing his eye lenses that I got overspill on. There we go. That took all of 1 millisecond, and then we have one more base coat to do. And it's not very obvious, but it is once you see it. It's the screen. The screen. people that are real sickos will draw grid lines on these. They'll draw grid lines, they'll draw little shapes for like enemies and stuff on it. They're sickos. I'm just getting a green. There it goes. It's a screen now. All done. I could get better coverage. And I didn't go all the way to the border on one side. I wasn't rushing, but I couldn't see it from my angle. Yeah, they'll take like a nose hair brush and paint a grid on that, like in yellow, or like in like kind of a neon, and they'll draw like a teeny tiny grid and like little red dots. Sick. In the head. If I had Moot Green, the paint Moot Green on me right now, and I wasn't out of it, maybe I would try it. But I don't have Moot Green, so I'm not. So we're done minus shading. So let's get to it. I'm gonna use the shade that takes longer to dry first. Where's my Agrax? Agrax is you? Agrax. Okay. So for the exhaust, we're going to apply this Agrax Earthshade all over it, and then when it dries, we're going to apply it again, but only half of it, and then when it dries again, we're going to apply it for a third time, but only a third of it, so that the back is more shaded than the front, so it has that kind of discoloration that you would expect to see on exhaust. It's a really easy trick on something like that, and costs basically nothing. It just requires patience, because these, like Agrax Earthshade and Nuln Oil, take a long-ass time to dry. So applying them 3 times is a lot. Did I just splatter paint onto my yellow? Did I just splatter some shade onto my yellow? Might have. Can I save it? Yup, all done. Just need water, that's all. Just making sure I didn't miss anywhere on it. That's the one good thing about these shades taking forever to dry, is if you make a mistake like that, it's easy to fix. If it were a silver exhaust, would you use black or purple? Yeah. Yeah. Purples and even maybe bronzy colors, like a brown wash. But yeah, you would probably use Druky Violet. It's a purple shade, an American invention. That's all we're really using Agrax for. Some people think it's Chinese. Fortune cookies. Dog shit movie. But we always quote that. Me, Connor, and our friend Tom. The guy who's in chat sometimes, hates me, Tom. We cannot stop quoting Iron Man 3 Mandarin. Even though it's a dog shit rendition of the character and an awful movie, we cannot stop. Some people call me a terrorist, others a teacher. Fortune cookies. People think they're Chinese. They're actually an American invention. It's like, yeah, okay. Got it. Yeah, and then they brought him back for fucking Shang-Chi, and he was like the worst part of that film that had many things that were bad. But he was like the worst bit. That movie was so bad. It had so much like potential, you could see it. in like the martial arts bits and the action, some of the action set pieces. And then it was just, nope. And also Simu Liu is like a, what, an asshole? Nobody likes him anymore? I don't remember why. But everyone hates that guy now. I'm sure they have their reasons. Is it the CCP, as it typically tends to be? But is he Chinese? I actually don't know. So maybe I was just racist. Oops, my bad. But also, it might be. So I remember there was that big snafu back when the Mulan remake was coming out, and the actress had to like come out and support the CCP or whatever. And it's like, I don't really blame her, but also like, this movie is now dead in the West. Like, you cannot market it here anymore. Not that they probably ever really cared. That movie wasn't made for the West. Mulan remake. And nor does every movie have to appeal to the West either. Let me make that clear. Just that if you're gonna market it here, maybe don't have your actress say that she loves the CCP. Or whatever she had said. I don't know how it appeals to anyone. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Because I'm sure it was trash. And usually I don't like when people say that thing's trash. I haven't seen it. But surely that thing's trash. The live action Mulan. Like, surely. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, that thing's trash. It could have been good, but they made it into its own unique kung fu movie. What the hell? That's a choice for certain. Okay, and while we're waiting for that Agrax to dry, we will try something that we don't do very often. We're going to dry brush the wheels. Basically had nothing to do with the source material besides the name. Well, that's disappointing. I need a gray. I don't have a gray layer paint. We can make one. I will take this gray color. And I will add Wraithbone. We're trying to make a very pale gray color, like almost like if I had the paint, Dawnstone color, but I do not have Dawnstone, so I'm trying to make Dawnstone. And I might have succeeded. Disney always somehow manages to fuck up their own IP. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, they at this point, that's old hat to them. They do that shit all the time. Where's my fucking makeup brush? I just saw it. Oh, it's right here. Goofball. Get some water in the brush. I said get some water in the brush. It's funny, again, we've talked about it before. A dry brush isn't really dry. You need the brush to have a little bit of liquid in it. Just a little bit. So it's not super dry, ironically. Not enough paint. Not enough paint. I'll have to mix up more. I didn't mix up much at the start. I didn't think I would need much, but apparently I was wrong. So let's double those numbers. Make sure my brush isn't too wet. Because paint needs some moisture, you know? It needs some. Even if you're dry brushing, it needs some moisture. What you can't really see me doing is I'm wiping the paint off on the paper towel. Because you don't want much on in the bristles. So then, when I go over the wheels, it mostly just picks out the texture and not the rest of it. Probably could have removed even more paint. Dry brushing, it's funny. They always say it's a really easy technique, and then you do it, and it's like, it's not as simple as you think it is. If you have too much paint, you end up literally painting and not dry brushing. But if you have too little paint, then nothing happens. But it did okay. We'll let it dry and sit and see how we feel about it after that. We'll start doing our Cassandora. No, in between, yeah, dry brushing, it's not a very forgiving technique, which is funny. See, that one is hard to open. That fucking thing, that Cassandora, that shit's hard to open. But thank God, because again, it peed on me that one time. When I was wearing that fucking white shirt. It came out, though, so that's alright. It did come out. Now we shade. I'm just gonna focus on the marine and then focus on shading the bike after. Because there's just too much surface area, and if I spread myself too thin, it'll dry funky. And you don't want that. Because these shades are really watery, so they dry in pools if you're not careful. So if you look at it, there's nothing, like I've done his arm and leg, there's not a big pool anywhere. Like you can see it pooling here, under there, but that's what I want. It's a recess shading. But I don't want it pooling like here. So if I try to do it across the whole model at once, I'll miss something and it'll pool. So we're just gonna focus on the marine, and then when he's done, we'll do the front of the bike. And when that's done, we'll do the back. And then after this step, we're basically done. We got decals to do. But after that, basically done. This was a big model. It's another, it'll look really good in the cabinet with everything. I'll be happy to have it done. I'm always so happy when we get stuff done. Even if I'm not like super happy with the paint job, I'm so proud of myself for doing it, you know? You gotta reward yourself mentally for doing things that are difficult or that require motivation, or else you'll run out. People are too hard on themselves. Yeah, I painted one guy today, and that's good. That's one more guy than I did for like a year and a half every day. I had so much unpainted minis in my room on shelves, primed and not painted. Dozens and dozens. And if you guys could see the cabinet more often, we got a good amount of shit in there now. And yeah, there's still some unpainted things in there, but there will always be unpainted things. That's the other thing too. Don't shame yourself for having a backlog either. That's silly. There's no shame in having a backlog. That just means you've been having fun. You love it, you're enjoying it, you're collecting, you know? You're having fun. Just making sure I got his fingies. There's the Marine. Cabinet was looking choice on the flyby. Yeah, that's the one thing I need to do. I need to get a fucking like proper lighting for it. It's so fucking expensive. And take pictures of things. Like, here's what I painted on stream today, you know, shit like that. Because I know you guys don't get the best look at it here. I know the camera's good quality, yes, but the angling and like lighting are kind of harsh here. If I like it, like, here it is, all done, you know. But if I had like a turntable, like a spin Buddha, like a little spinny thing, and like a light box, and then I could take like a short video, you know, and then use that. Off topic, but the Race to World First is funny. Method banned. Wait, what? Method banned? Wait, what for? For reference, this is presumably World of Warcraft raid world first race. And Method is a huge team. 4-day ban? They exploited to get more renown? Are they fucking stupid? Was that even worth it? Renown doesn't even give you that much, no? Not worth potentially getting fucking banned for half of the race. What? That is crazy. Method? Half of Echo? Oh my god. Those are big teams. They win. Those are like winning teams. That's all you know? Still, that's wild. You know enough. know enough. Okay, so now that it's a little drier, you see the tire, how it looks kind of dusty now? Like it's a black donut, it's got like some texture. That's what we wanted. I really like this color, this Cassandora yellow. I kind of like my fists being a little, like, rich. They're not so, like, bright yellow. They're leaning a little orange, you know? Just a little. But I saw some guy getting shit on the Imperial Fist subreddit. Again, the subreddit. His fists are basically orange. Like, they're like this color. And while I kind of get the sentiment, they're painted super well. So, like, am I really going to shit on this guy and say those aren't Imperial Fists? Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. They were... Oh, it's definitely intentional. If you go on the Imperial Fist subreddit, like, I'm pretty sure it's just r/Imperial Fist, he posts on there pretty often. I think he might have a post on there right now, like, in the top, like, 3. On, like, if you scroll by new... I think it's there. I think I saw some earlier. But again, they're orange. I had a pooling that I'm covering up on his leg. But yeah, they're really fucking orange. And a lot of people are giving him shit. Like, those aren't Imperial Fists, you know, blah, 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 blah. But they look really good. They're just really fucking orange. Let's apply that last shade, that last Agrax Earthshade layer. I hate this Wraith Bone that it won't close. It's pissing me off. It's literally busted. Because, like, look how much force I have to use to open this one when it's closed. I've done this before, but it's like... I have to pry it open underhanded to get the leverage. And meanwhile, no matter how much force I use on this, it won't close because it has so much fucking paint. It keeps it drying because it doesn't shut right because these stupid paint pots. Oh my god. It's okay, man. It was only a $6 bottle of paint that's now going to dry out. Awesome. Alrighty, decal time. Decal lovers, come out. Decal lovers. It's time for the decals. Okay, so he needs a couple vehicle ones. Gotta be careful, it was kind of a bit low. Don't want to harm them. I might have a lot of these, but I still don't like wasting decals. Because again, this is a $30 sheet of paper. that comes in the fucking... That comes in the box. But if you want to buy this by itself, it will cost you like 25, 30 bucks. Decal time. Okay, so these are for the bike, so let's do those first. Okay, we got our solvent, our sheet I will move. mini. Okay. I've kind of stopped using that blue one, though you could definitely still use it, but it just does the same thing as water does. I just wet the surface area just a little bit. You don't want to drown it, but you don't want it to be dry. You want to give the decal something to slide on. And then you get your decal, and you flood it, because it's a water slide transfer. And this is a very new sheet, I think. So I don't think, and I'm going to take this off the stand, because I'm going to tip its ass over. And we could do this, perhaps. Or maybe even, maybe even this. No? Could I prop it up with something underneath it? Something small, short? An empty paint pot? Ooh, we're cooking. Okay. And then we adjust our camera and make it focused. The surgery begins. And you just slide it off the paper. I tend to tease it with the brush, little by little. And then you can pick it up with your brush. It's not very soft yet, so it's okay to do that. And then you put it on. And this is the best kind of area for a transfer, because it is flat. I took too long and it dried. So the transfer is not stuck, but it has no water underneath it, so it doesn't want to move. So I'll just paint some water on it, and then it'll be able to move again. I'm just trying to get it mostly in the center of this panel and right side up. Like that. And then you take your solvent when it's where you want. And it's good enough where I can't notice that it's not good enough. Is it though? Is it though? Let's really double check, because this doesn't come off. Sometimes I nudge it with my little finger, because my finger can apply pressure that the brush can't. As long as you don't use too much force, it's not going to stick. As long as the decal's still wet, has water and stuff on it. Okay. Okay. There she blows. And then that'll soften it and make it adhere to the surface. I won't have to squish that one because it's on a flat plane. Alrighty. Now let's do the other one. Some water. Flood the decal. I tend to do that first if I remember, so it can start softening while I'm doing everything else. A little bit of water on the panel. Dry off my brush. And you scooch it. Yeah, these decals aren't old and like corroded by the air. Remember those ones that I had a couple weeks ago that were like really weird and like they tore super easy and they wouldn't come off the paper? That was so bizarre. And that's nearly where I want it already, but I'm gonna compare it to the other one and try to get them pretty close. So it's a little bit too far to the right. So it's too low, I think. This one, the one I've applied already, is just about in line with the bottom of this. Their bottoms are close enough to lining up. So here, this one's a little too low. They don't line up. That's a bit closer, but it's a bit high now. So I'll just try to nudge. Oh, see, it got dry, so it stuck to my finger. Like I said, it won't stick as long as it's wet. Let's apply a little bit more water, it's drying up. That's close. That's pretty close. If I look at it dead on, can I see? It's hard, because my eyes are on the front of my head and not on the side. Ooh, that's really close. Is it close enough for me to say that's good enough? Okay, here, let's see if you... Let's have you guys look. Here's the first one. Alright, crystallize this in your mind. Are they just about in the same spot? I think that's good. It's close enough. And again, the same distance from the rectangle. I thought so too. That's what I was using as a point of reference. So we're locking that in. Okay. So there are those. And now, his shoulder pads get decals. So let's get our decal sheet. Let's put the lid on our solvent so we don't spill it. And we will move our man out of the way briefly. So he is, nearly dropped my knife, point down into my thigh. He is an assault intercessor. They count as assault, the Outriders. So he gets a close support decal, which I've never applied before. I've applied tactical, I've applied veteran, but I've never applied this one. It has an interesting shape. It's a 4 point, like a 4 arrows going in every diagonal. That's what close support / assault marines get. So I've never applied one of these ones before. I'm not really sure how well this will adhere to the curved shoulder pad. But we'll find out. I just dropped it. Yeah. It's okay. I found it. It's easy to find that. It's hard to find the greebles for some reason. Alrighty, so let's put them back on the table. And traditionally, via the Codex Astartes, stuff like your designation, like tactical or assault or captain or veteran or devastator or whatever, is traditionally on your right pauldron. Your chapter marking traditionally goes on your left, so it's facing the enemy. Because you think if you're right-handed and you're holding a gun, your left shoulder is forward. Like if you're holding a rifle. It's kind of square, so I think it'll adhere to this pretty well. It's not circle like the Imperial Fist. It's wanting to bend around my brush, though. There we go. But it's you want to make sure it's not like this, like a cross. You want to make sure that you have it more agua. You want to make sure it looks like an X, not a cross. Dang, it's really stuck. Picking you up, big boy. There we go. we're getting there. They tend to be about the low on the shoulder, pretty close to the trim, at least when I reference box arts and such. They don't really look right if you put them high up like there. You want it to be a bit low, like here. Nope, but I have it as a cross and not an X. Yeah, this isn't gonna have any problems flattening out. I can already tell you that. It's wanting to flatten out already. It's just the circular shapes don't like flattening over a curve. Come on. He's really giving me a hassle here. I'm just trying to get it to be at the right orientation. It's a bit at the wrong angle. So I'm trying to get underneath it so I can pick it up again. Yeah, about like that. So we'll put our solvent, and then we will leave it and squish it if necessary. But I feel like we're not going to have to squish that very much. However, there's the classic squish that we have to do soon. Because we have to do his chapter marking on her shoulder. And that one we have to squish every time. Because John Warhammer, in all of his wisdom, decided the Imperial Fists would have a fist inside of a circle as their chapter insignia. And a circle does not sit well on a circle plane, like a curved surface, because a circle doesn't flatten over a curve without folding in on itself. Which is why we have to squish it, because it crumples it. And it makes them, and then you flatten it out and apply solvent, and eventually it becomes flat. Moving our surgery table so you guys can kind of see. And this is just the same looking one that we applied to the bike, but it's smaller. See? You can kind of see. I'm getting a little bit more water to apply. And I'm trying to scooch it up. Needs to be higher up. I wonder how other people apply decals. I know I'm not the best at it, but I wonder like the guy, oh shit, the guys who do the box art, I wonder how they do it. I would like to watch one, then apply one. Because obviously theirs are always immaculate, but like, I wonder how. And it's just about where I want it. So we apply the solvent, and we're just going to let it sit. We're going to let it sit. And I'm going to go back to this guy and apply more. I don't think I'm going to need more, but I'm going to apply some anyway. And we'll look at an example. Imagine they freehand paint them, no shot. No shot. Not on a decal will make it perfect. So if we go back and look at one of our blade guard, his shoulder pad, it looks nice and flat and not creased. But it was super creased when we did it. But you keep squishing it and folding it up on itself, and then you use the solvent to flatten it over and over until it becomes flat. So you don't have to worry that much about it. It just requires more work. See, here's the veteran. This is the veteran one. Because they are Blade Guard veterans. The only issue with our bike friend is it's a kind of a weird angle. It's going to be hard to squish. Gonna be hard to squish. We'll do our best. I squished the assault, even though it didn't really need it. And we're gonna be brave. You gotta commit to this and try to get a full like press. You don't want to do it at like an angle because you might lift it. Here we go. I almost took him off the base. His super glue came undone, see? Gotta be careful. We'll have to apply more. But now, if you look at it, it didn't move, but you can tell it's crumpled. And you might think, oh no, I've ruined it. Look how crumpled and ugly it is. But that's okay, because that's how you know you did it right. You just apply more solvent, and we're just going to give it a second to work. And then we'll squish it again. And probably again after that. My thumb is pretty clean today. I didn't have to do too much on it. I think it's because when I'm painting Imperial Fists, I'm so comfortable with it, I know what I'm doing. I don't have to try too much about like what the color looks like or getting paint off my brush or whatever. I've painted so many now. Because the squishing also gets all the water and stuff out from underneath it. It absorbs it and gets some out. Though, I just might have fucked it up. Because I didn't put enough pressure. I might have tore it. We'll see. We'll see if I can salvage it. I was just talking about making sure you apply a lot of pressure or you might pull it. Why does building rubrics take so long? Because they're rubricae. Rubricae take forever because they are rubricae. They're evil. I might have fucked it up. I might have to tear it off. You can see I tore it. Because when I pressed, I did it unevenly. Because of the weird angle that it's at. And so when I removed it, I pulled on it. Instead of taking it, pressing down and just lifting up, it was like a pull. So we'll have to take it off and do another one. But again, I have like 6 of these sheets. It's not the end of the world. I still wish I didn't mess up decals still, but it'll happen. You spent all day doing these? Really? I've never assembled rubricae, but I guess they must be tough, huh? Also, don't they come in squads of like 10? I kind of get it. They come in big squads. I'm new? Well, then you're learning. Don't give yourself a hard time. The rubrics is one of your first kits. You are brave. You are brave. Rubricae are very intricate. They got a lot going on. Props for being brave and picking up what you thought was cool. Not everyone would have your bravery. Take 2. thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take another brush. I'm just going to hope when I get to painting. That's all you can do. Just do your best. I still get nervous sometimes when I'm painting new things. I don't get nervous when I'm painting Imperial Fists, not anymore. But when I'm painting something new, I still get nervous. I don't want to mess it up. But guess what? You can't. You can't mess it up. As long as you follow the fundamentals. Thin your paints if you're using like a layer or base paint. Make sure to use shades. Shades are your friend. They make your stuff look less flat. And just take your time. That's all. Don't rush it. But the biggest one is definitely thin your paints. You don't need anything special, just water. If you're going to use something out of the pot, make sure it's a contrast paint or a very small amount of a layer paint. And then shading. The thing that I notice most with new hobbyists is they don't shade. Shading is cheating. Like, look how much it did for mine. Just adding the shade. The definition on his arms, on his feet, on the side of this panel. Like, it's cheating. It took 1 second, and it does so much for you. So whether just find the shade that you like or that matches your army. With 1,000 Suns, I don't know what the blue shade is, but I'm sure there is one. And apply that. Reikland Flesh Shade for the gold on the rubrics. There might even a green shade might look good on 1,000 Suns. Made it back in for a stream. We're not going to be going too much longer, unfortunately for you. We're just painting our bikeman. Our biker boy. Just got here. Never lucky. He needs more super glue under him. I used too much force. Yeah. I pulled his tires up off the base. He wobbling. So let's get our super glue out. My super glue of choice is Gorilla Glue Super Glue Nut Brush and Nozzle. It has a nice brush applicator, so I don't have to fuss with the bottle or worry about like getting a big glob or anything. I get more control this way. Alternatively, there's like a Gorilla Glue like gel. That one I've had good success with as well. Gorilla Glue like gel glue. I almost just dunked this fucking glue applicator in water. That would have ruined it. Water tends to activate super glue. And I will press it back onto the base, and good as new. So a couple things we got to do. We got to clean up our peanut butter. We got to put our tufts on, and we got to black out the rim. And then we're done. Decals went mostly good. There's always a misadventure when you do decals. Always an adventure. Tufts will probably do after peanut butter and base rim. There isn't too much peanut butter we got to do. We just got some different colored paints on the base. So just got to cover them up. Like different yellow or other like silver or black on the dirt. So we're just going to be a little, like areas like here. You can see that there's black up on the dirt. So we're just going to cover them up. We got some yellow on the dirt. Some silver, some black. And I think I might even put, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to put a little bit on the tires. Just a little. It would make sense for them to have just a little bit, like that. It's a line down the center. Not a lot. I don't want it to build up or clog detail. I just want it to have some dirt on his tires. Because he should have dirt on his tires. But the rest of it will be clean. You can see a little bit of the shiny super glue under the tire that I will put some peanut butter on to cover up. And that's really it with the peanut butter. That's really it. If underneath had a path carved, yeah, that would look really cool. But that would also be like a lot of work. That would be a lot of work. Alrighty, peanut butter brush, medium-sized peanut butter brush. Thank you for your service. Bump the mic, my bad, as I want to do. Face rim. Make sure your hands are clean, because you're going to be handling the model, and you were just using peanut butter. The video never really captures how satisfying this is. The base rims, as long as you don't have peanut butter on them like I do sometimes, are so smooth. They are so machine smooth that your brush really just glides over them. It's really satisfying every time. Also, you know that you're like done when you're doing this, so it's always fun. But I'm messy with my base rims. I get peanut butter on them. Some people would not like that, but that's okay. Again, I would rate my models out of 10. With 10 being Golden Demon entry, and 0 being I just dunked this guy in a thing of paint. Maybe like a 6.5 or a 7. Like, I have pretty good fundamentals. They look pretty good. You know what? I'll say 7. Where I'm probably on par with somebody who knows what they're doing, but isn't like a competition painter. Which honestly, I think that's a good place to be. I'm just like a normal display painter. I just collect. But I don't display as in these are like trophy fucking models. It's like I display because I like to collect. Alrighty. Put yourself at -1? No, you already know how to thin your paint, so you're at least a 2. You're at least a 2. And if you shade, I think you automatically get brought up to a 3. Shades are cheating, I'm telling you. I know you know. If you know how to thin your paints, I know you've seen what a shade does. Alrighty, Tufts. Nearly just stabbed myself. Some old nippers point first in that box, and I just went... so these are not going to go point up anymore. Don't know where they're going, but not there. You don't know? But you know how to thin your paints. A shade. Agrax Earth Shade, Nuln Oil, Cassandora Yellow, Druchii Violet, Reikland Flesh Shade, Cryptek Armor Shade. All of those things. They apply definition. Do you know how to dry brush? Well, that's... Okay, so so dry brushing, right? Dry brushing tends to give you highlights. A shade does the opposite, where for very little effort, it gives you shadows. It's the opposite of a dry brush. It's very wet, in fact. It's a very watery paint that you apply all over, typically, but you make sure that it pools only in the recesses. So it tints your model and colors the recesses a darker color so that they look like shadows, so you're not so flat. It's the opposite of a dry brush. Dry brushing is for highlight. Shading, obviously, is for shading. I love the Tufts. They look so yummy. And they're so fucking expensive, shipped all the way from fucking Portugal. But they're the best Tufts. Gamer Grass, the best Tufts around. I've used a handful of different brands in my time, and Gamer Grass Tufts are the best ones. And I spent $40 to get 280 Tufts shipped from Portugal. They probably weren't shipped from Portugal, but they're produced in Portugal. They're based in Portugal. They probably have a warehouse in the U.S. But no retailer in all of Nevada stocks Gamer Grass. You know what did stock Gamer Grass? My hobby store back at home in Atlanta. They stocked Gamer Grass. Then they were almost always out. I always had to bug them about it. Like, hey man, you guys put some more orders in for damn Gamer Grass? I'm kind of hungering for some Gamer Grass right now. And I usually put them on with my tweezers, and if they need some help adhering, I press on them with my hand. If applying, like pressing on them with the side of the tweezers isn't enough. Alrighty. Well, 3 hours and all done. Not bad for how big of a model this was, I would say. And the second attempt on the transfer went well. It looks like it adhered, and it's flat. I'm really happy with him. He looks really good. He looks really good. But yeah, Rusted Bartender, if you're still watching, the shades do this. You can see how, like, the recesses, they still read yellow, but they're nice and dark. In, like, the panel lines, that I just slopped a shade all over. And, like, on the backpack, it has definition. It's not all flat. It's just the shading. It's like cheating. A nice wide shot. Forward. Break their ranks. And a comparison. Again, size comparison. Blade Guard Veteran. Blade Guard Veterans are kind of hefty. He's kind of a big boy. Other size comparison. Big mech. Big mech. Big. For a bit. Big mech. Big mech is big. Holy shit. Last size comparison. Do I have anything else out? Hatsune Miku My Little Pony. That's it, I think. That was a gift, Anime Impulse, for reference. I had received a Hatsune Miku figure that also came with her as a pony for some reason. Yeah, but it's Hatsune Miku, alright. Let me put her back. She goes up there. There you go. Can you see the figure? Fuck, what did I do with it? Give me a second. There It's in the closet. I didn't have anywhere to put it. It's so gigantic, I'm gonna have to zoom way out. Oh, her base fell off. It's Miku! See? Hatsune Miku. It's kind of gigantic, actually. There she is. With her pony friend. God bless. God bless. But yeah, another good addition to our Imperial Fist army. He has 2 brothers that I may or may not paint off-stream. Probably off-stream. But he turned out really good. He looks really cool. He looks really cool. And he wasn't that hard either. Not so bad. Not so bad. Yeah, I guess we'll raid someone, and I'll try to see if I can muster the urge to eat. Who should we raid? God, this looks so good. I'm so happy with it. This is one of my better ones, I think, as far as like it being clean. It looks quite good. Getting Panda, maybe. Like, this guy looks pretty clean, too. Honestly, I think I'm just getting better. My standard is just getting better, I think. Dude, I really wasn't happy with that Intercessor, so what happened? I really wasn't happy with the Intercessor. Let's get that guy. Where is he? Well, where is that guy? Maybe I'm treating him too harshly. Because does he really look different than these guys? Does he really look different than these guys? The answer is no. He doesn't. He doesn't. It's just the level of detail. It's just the sculpt. The yellow is done the exact same. The silver is done the exact same. The eyes on this guy are clean. It's just the level of detail. It just makes him look different. Feel different. I wasn't happy with him, but you know what? He's fine. He is fine. He just needs more. He just needs brothers, that's all. I need more, like, normal guys. The thing is, this is a normal guy, but he gets to not be normal because he has a motorcycle. But, like, he and this guy have, like, the exact same armor and level of detail on them. They both have pouches. They both have a gun, the same helmet, the same shoulders, the same backpack. It's just that this guy doesn't have a motorcycle. This guy gets to look epic. But some guys, for some guys to look epic, some people have to not look epic. And you know what? The sacrifice will not be forgotten. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get up from my chair and look for a raid now. So I'm gonna sound like I'm far away and talking from the other side of a room. Any raiders in chat? Any raiders? Here we go. Typing. Okay, go see Miss Hampter. Go see Hamela Hampter. Bye, everybody. It was fun. I'm feeling better about today's stream compared to the other day's stream. That one was doo-doo, but this one was good. Going to this stream now. The screen. You're going to Hamela. Bye.